Hello everyone, this is Toby with Birdsong Studios. How are you all doing? How was your summer? I hope it was fantastic. For those of you in the southern hemisphere, I hope you had a wonderful winter and are beginning to come out of that, although we're still experiencing summer here in South Carolina. But that being said, that is the reason for the fan in the background, so hopefully that is not too bad. But I am glad to be back here with you guys. The photons are the topic of conversation again today. I started to record this and had a serious case of deja vu where I felt like, did I just record? Was this not just because it's been several months, but was this the topic of the last reading I did for you guys? It was not. But I could have sworn it was. So I stopped because I thought, I just kicked the camera stand. I'm so sorry. Am I doing a repeat? And so very interesting sensation and situation to have there, because it was a very strong feeling of deja vu. Are you guys experiencing strange things like that? I certainly am. That is nothing new for me, especially this summer. So it's been very interesting to witness and experience the dipping in and out of other timelines, and having those so close and so accessible that there are times when it catches me off guard for sure. So if y'all are experiencing that, please let me know. All right, so we're going to jump into this. And we have some dog here to accompany us. Photonic integration. And we're talking about the activation of the photons within our bodies. There was a post that I did, I think it was on YouTube, but I know it was on Instagram, where I talked about this integration, and it was from like mid-May, and about how there would be, about this integration and how the photons that are already within our bodies are being activated, and it becomes this integration of the light body with the physical body, as we are moving into new earth frequencies and higher levels of awareness and consciousness, and stepping into 4D and then 5D, and how now in that video I talked about, I was getting a sense of, or was told that there would be an event. Let me back up a little bit. This started out in that video talking about the solar activations, and this was around the time when the aurora was visible even in the southern United States. It was because of the solar activity, and so there was some an indication that there would be an EMF type event that may happen in August that would help to facilitate and activate the photons within our cellular structures, within our physical bodies, and preparing us in this movement forward in the integration of the light body with the physical body. So we certainly have had a lot of events in the month of August, but as far as I know, no EMF events. So I'm curious to see if that comes out again in this reading. I'm curious to see what the information that comes through to help us in understanding this integration, and if there's guidance for us in this process, and how to facilitate this for ourselves and to support our bodies and our energies as we move through this time. So let's start with a little meditation first, guys. To really get centered in and open ourselves up to this guidance. So I would say feet flat on the floor, sitting up tall, or if you're laying down, just to straighten your body, your spine as best you can. Taking a moment to center, taking a moment to feel into where your body either touches the chair or the floor, or the bed, the couch, whatever you're in contact with, being present in the moment and being present in where you're feeling these physical sensations of connection, connection to the world around you, connection to the earth, connection to Mother Gaia. And with that, the reminder that when we tune into these sensations, we are connecting into our body and allowing it to speak to us. We are opening our minds and our hearts to the awareness, the sensory inputs that our body brings to us and helps us to then decipher. So carrying that through this reading as well, carrying that awareness that our body is speaking to us at all times, and it is our choice to open to the information that it brings forth for us, to allow ourselves to be guided by that, to allow ourselves to trust our bodies, to trust in the information it shares. To allow ourselves to fall back into that trust through the connection to Mother Earth, through that connection to the heart, through that connection to our higher selves, to the cosmic realms, to our guides, angels, the ascended masters, and our ancestors. And so from this place, we open to the information to come forth here, with the intention that it be for the highest good of all listening, and those who aren't, for the highest good of those, for all of us. Allowing that intention to settle in, allowing us to clear our minds of any expectations, preconceived ideas around this topic. Allowing ourselves to open to the information and guidance, so that we may proceed in alignment with that highest timeline for each individual present here and in the future. And breathing in, 2, 3, 4, and let's exhale, 2, 3, 4. I'm breathing in, 2, 3, 4, and let's exhale, 2, 3, 4. And one last time, breathing in deeply through the nose and blowing it out through the mouth. Now let's begin. Okay, we're going to start with some, this is kind of a new deck for me. Keepers of the Light Oracle deck by Kyle Gray. We will start with this. Let's see who our guides are here to assist us in this process. Look at that. Magic manifesting. Your dreams, visions, and goals are becoming reality. Oops, sorry about that. Let's see if I can get this right. I have a new setup here, guys, so bear with me. Trying to make sure that it is working well for you all. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. You guys, look at the colors of the sigil and this card. The only thing missing is that red orange color. I've got my glasses on, they've got a tint, so yeah, it's like a red orangey color. And that I'm getting a sense of to be honest, I'm feeling a little overwhelmed by the presence of Isis here. Her magic is so powerful. Wasn't she able to walk between worlds, between the underworld and the world of the living? The card says your dreams, visions, and goals are becoming reality. Stay focused. And there's this, I keep being drawn to the red. The red feels like it's significant in that we're talking here about the physical body and integrating the photons with integrating the activations of the photons so that we're bringing the light body into the physical body, merging the light body and the physical body, not really bringing one into the other. The red is drawing me because of this fire element that is here. But it feels, oh, this is maybe not going to make sense, but it feels related to the earth and to the power within the earth. There's a fire there, but it's not. It's the fire that it comes from the transmutation, not transmutation. What am I trying to say here? Why can't I put this energy into words? It's the fire of bringing in all aspects of the earth. I'm hearing all levels of the earth. So when you're, oh, okay, no, I'm getting that wrong. It's the fire that happens when you're able to walk in both aspects of self, when you're able to have one foot in the shadow and one foot in the light, when you're able to have one foot on the earthly plane and one in the underworld, when you're able to recognize the polarity within you, when you're able to recognize the divine feminine and divine masculine within you, and then carry that forward. And there's fire that happens in that. Not literal fire, but the energy of fire, the energy of action, the energy of passion, the energy of inspiration, the energy of transmutation with fire, of cleansing, of rebirth. Ooh, and didn't Isis in Egyptian mythology, didn't she didn't she bring Osiris back to life? Didn't she bring him back from the underworld to walk upon the earth again? There's so much magic in this process, but this process, and that's so interesting too, because we have the duality or the polarity in this sigil as well. The two becoming one, but not, that's not right. The two, it's not emerging. It's not really, it is a unification of the two independent energies coming together to facilitate the birth of something new. That's so interesting. I can't take my eyes off the red. There is something so impactful about the red on this card. And I'm getting root chakra energy. There is a magic that you hold within you that allows you to move through this process. It's something that needs to be tapped into in order to facilitate this process. It is located in your root chakra. It's something that you have had with you since birth, but it's been buried. And this is what is brought forth when you're able to, oh, it's been buried in your shadow. And I'm speaking collectively here. This feels like very much, of course they're all collective, these are not personal readings, but this feels like a collective hiding of this gift. And where it lies is within the root chakra. Okay, so let's look at... Okay, well, we talked about transmutation. Let's look at what we need to do to alchemize this. No. Okay, they're redirecting me. Sorry. Okay. What do we need? We'll go to the tarot. What do we need in order to... I'm almost feeling like it's not necessary to ask this question, but they're telling me to ask the question. What do we need to do in order to locate this to help open the root chakra, to reveal what is hidden there? What has been relegated to the shadow? It's where the magic truly lies. There's an ingredient in this alchemical recipe that is within the root chakra that you cannot find somewhere else. And it's going to help facilitate this integration. Okay. What's going to help us locate? Rest. We've got the 4 of air. Look at how we have the color again. We have the 4 of air, which would be like the 4 of swords. Rest, reflection. There's this sense of rejuvenation that happens with that. This is the type of rest we're talking about. We're talking about rest that gives to you, not rest that is This goes deeper than than just a good night's sleep. This speaks of resting your energy. This speaks of creating space to allow your energetic body to rest, so that you create space for what is coming. You create space for locating this jewel. Oh my gosh, we have more of this color. 3 of water, 3 of cups. The 3 of Cups is like a celebratory energy, and one of working with others can be. I think it's necessary in this time of rest for you to take that time to reflect upon how far you've come. This celebration feels like it's speaking of a recognition to oneself of how different you are now, of the work that you have done so far, even the accomplishments, the goals that you have set for yourself that you have reached. And I'm talking big goals and little goals. And I know I have this tendency, and I'm feeling it in the energy for you guys, that there's this sense of always moving forward and striving for the next thing. And with that comes a lack of acknowledgement of what you have done. So taking time to, we're at the last week of Mercury retrograde. This is a perfect time for this. And I did it now because I feel like something is coming in early September that activation is going to be that pulse, maybe that EMF event is going to be in early September. So taking this last week of Mercury retrograde, in order to really look at how far you've come and give yourself love and acknowledgement and gratitude for that. Allow yourself to see yourself as the person you truly are. See yourself as other people view you. See yourself for the accomplishments that you have achieved, that you may just brush off because you're looking towards the next big thing. What's the next big thing? Or a bigger goal. But you're not going to reach those bigger goals without these small stepping stone achievements, which are actually huge. And then we have the 3 of air. That's a lot of 3s. And again, that color. Here's the 3 of air. The 3 of air is correlated to the 3 of swords, which can be heartbreak and a difficult situation. But this is what we're just speaking to. This is actually looking back at... I'm sorry, my cat has decided to scratch on the rug behind us, so sorry for the noise. This is looking back at where you've had disappointment and heartbreak in your life, and how you've healed from that, how you've grown from that, how you've been empowered because of what you learned about yourself in the process of healing from it. That's really, really important. And all of this is indicated at this time in this last week of August. Okay, so let's look at, these are the keys and things that are going to help get you to open that root chakra. Okay, so now that we've done that, let's look at, as we're looking at these things, what is needed to help us alchemize that, to open that root chakra. What do we need? these energies. Oh, that was quick. The sun. Light. Oh my gosh. And look, there's the color, the orangey red. The light of the sun. Allowing yourself to be seen, allowing yourself to see yourself. Allowing yourself to look within that root chakra, to uncover what it is. It requires you to look at it. And I'm getting this visual of standing in the sun and then facing towards the sun, closing your eyes, and then visualizing the sun shining down upon your root chakra and visualizing the light revealing to you what it is within the root chakra that is this source of magic for you. Allowing the sun to shine upon your root chakra. That's really interesting. Because it is the light itself. It is the light that is helping us. It's the sun. And here's the other part. I mean, we talked about in the beginning, this all started with the solar activations earlier in the summer. And the solar activity, which was indicators to us of the activations that were available to us, that were coming down, that were being literally beamed down to us. And oh, I just lost my train of thought. Give me just a second. And so to recognize that we've been in this process of revealing what is there, what is within the root chakra, and this is part of okay, give me just a second. Let me get that back, please. So the sun's those solar activations are not only bringing through the activations, the momentum necessary to allow us to get or to facilitate this process with the integration, but it's also priming us for revealing this gift that is part of this process. Okay, let's look at the event. Let's look at that EMF event. We're going to go back to this and look at the guide that will... No, we're actually looking at Sacred Give me just a second. It seems to be moving around. Hang on. Okay. Sorry about that. We'll look at the Wisdom Oracle for what will be most supportive around this event. And I kind of get the feeling that this is something that we may not see it in the physical world. I don't know, we might. But it just feels like something that is not necessarily visible to humanity, but it is something that is still occurring. I mean, you can't you can't necessarily see electromagnetism, can you? You can see evidence of it, but you can't see it itself. And I just get this feeling that when this happens, that it'll be something that we sense, but we can't see necessarily. There might not be a huge amount of evidence, like some calamitous type event in the world. Building blocks, 28. This is part of the foundation for this integration. It's card number 28, which reduces to 10. The end of a cycle, which means the beginning of the next one. It feels like the activations that we will have after this event going forward for our physicality will be different, because what we've experienced up to this point, not everybody is on the same timeline, but if you're listening here, I think this is going to be the case for you. But the activations that we'll receive after this point with this EMF event will be different, because we've reached a certain point in this upgrade of the cellular structures and our physicality in general, and with the activations of the photons within us, then activations going forward are going to be experienced differently. We won't have necessarily the same symptoms. There will be different things that we look at and that we sense in our bodies, or that we sense in the environment around us. Even it feels like a part of those activations is going to be that how we experience the world around us is going to shift. And now I'm seeing like colors may seem different or brighter. The light from the sun seems to have a different color. Mending. Yeah, because there is healing, but there's this sewing together almost of the let me show these to you. I'm sorry. So here's building blocks, and then we have mending. So there's this sewing together. Look at the wings, the angel wings. The wings on Isis. And it feels like this sewing together the stitching together that happens between the light body and the physical body. And just like here where we talked about unification, it's not really a merging where there's overlapping. It is a true coming together of the two things to create a new whole. But there's no loss between the two things. There are shifts and changes within our physical body that's required in order for this to occur, but it's to allow for the space and for the structures within us to be able to stitch together. And I'm hearing like aligning of wave patterns of the photons, and how that interacts with the atoms then, and the communication between the two of them, and it's this intricate weaving, stitching together of the two that occurs with this event, or on the heels of this event. So let's do this. Ask with the tarot. What will be most supportive of us around this event? The King of Water, compassion. Yeah, because remember when I said that we're going to experience even the world around us differently? and not everyone is going to have these changes and experience these changes. Having compassion and the emotional intelligence to understand and be aware of our own emotional state as we go through this process, as well as the having awareness of the need to hold compassion for those who are not having the same experience, or even for those who are on this path, but their experience varies greatly from yours. And so being able to be in that place of knowing one's own self, knowing emotions are our body's signals about what we're experiencing, right? Oftentimes around, can be around the external environment. So having that great self-awareness of what your emotions are actually telling you about your physical body. And that's the King of Water, the King of Cups. He has that awareness. And he looks like Neptune in this particular card. He's got the trident here. And absolutely, he could be indicative of Pisces energy. Okay, and I was wondering when in September it would happen. Now, when is the Pisces full moon? I might have to look. Hang on. I'm going to look on my phone real quick. Or is it a new moon? New moon in Virgo on, okay, so it'll be 2 weeks. New moon in Virgo is on the 2nd. The Pisces full moon it's a full super moon, and that is on September 17th. So I feel like this could very well be around September 17th that this occurs. Yeah. So we have about 3 weeks. And now things could change, of course, and it's not too attached to a certain date, but I think we'll see significant changes potentially after the Pisces supermoon. Is that an eclipse? I think this is the beginning of eclipse season, so I think it is. So that's very interesting. And the nodes next year are moving into Pisces, Virgo. Yeah. Pisces is also very, very much associated with the subconscious and psychic abilities, intuitive abilities. It's very also associated with the moon. Well, yeah. But that intuitive, otherworldly knowing, being able to tap into the, I'm seeing waves of water, and tapping into and understanding almost empathically the emotions of others and of oneself, most importantly oneself. And I'm getting this sense, this Piscean energy actually allows one to see emotions in a certain way. So that's going to be very, very supportive of us as we go through this and move towards the process even. Let's see what else, and then we'll look at how we alchemize this. Oh gosh, the King of Earth, grounding. Oh, that's fascinating. Earth, I said the new moon in Virgo is happening on September 2nd, and that's an Earth sign. The King of Earth is, it's Virgo season as well. I think that after the equinox is when we're going to actually see these shifts within us that are indicative of this integration of the light body and the physical body. But again, the King of Earth is he's very generous, very astute. He takes his time. He's very deliberate. He's also holds quite a bit of compassion as well. He doesn't jump to make judgments. He can be strategic, but from a balanced sense. So having that groundedness in knowing who you are and allowing any emotions to be indicators to you, but to not attach to those, to keep your center, to stay very attuned to Mother Nature and the change in Mother Nature. I meant to say Mother Earth, but to nature in general. And there will be signals through nature as well of these changes. Okay, so let's see how we can alchemize this, and then we'll wrap this up because I think this is kind of long. All right, let's see. Alchemize this electromagnetic event. All right, that one wants to come out. Lead. And blood. Interesting. 37. There's another 10. And we have 20. Here's the red again of the root. And that rose, I can't seem to take my eyes off the rose. I'm getting this sense of knowing when to allow things to flow and knowing when to be still and unmovable. Now I'm sure these may not my interpretation may not be what it says in the book, and we'll go to the book to see if there's anything else to add there, but I'm very struck by the polarity in these two cards, black and white and then bright red, and the movement and the unfolding of the rose, the color there, the vitality, the life, and then the unmovability of the lead. The lead is solid. It doesn't move. I get a sense of heaviness. And so being able to alchemize these energies, it feels like being able to discern when to move from this state of heaviness into this state of fluidity. And actually, I feel like it's... there will be times when you'll be called or feel guided for both. Not simultaneously, of course, but there will be times when you feel like it's necessary to just be kind of anchored and very grounded in this place. And there will be other times when you'll feel like more passion and vitality and being able to flow more freely, activity, so literally getting your blood flowing will be called for. And so honoring, again, we get back to the body, and this is where we started, listening to our body and understanding what the signals are that our body is giving us, and being able to follow those, to trust oneself enough to trust one's body enough to be able to follow those signals. And it is through that we alchemize this process, and we allow ourselves to feel what we need to feel and experience what we need to experience. Okay, I'm going to leave it there, guys. Thank you so much for being here. I greatly appreciate each and every one of you. Oh, my candle went out. All right. Well, sending you all so much love. Thank you again for being here. If you haven't already, please be sure to like, share, comment, subscribe to the channel, and that way you are notified. I not only do these readings, if you're new here, I not only do these, but I also share channeled and guided messages and share information about my experience as well. And I have a podcast coming with a good friend of mine, so we will be announcing that officially very soon. So look for that to follow at some point in the coming days or weeks. The dates to remember, they're bringing that back up. So September 17th for the Pisces full moon. I think it's an eclipse. And then we have the equinox on, I don't know what the date is this year, but it's going to be shortly after the 17th. So like 19th, 20th, 21st. All right. Sending you guys so much love and wishing you all the best. And I will be back soon.